You could say as a customer, to express things simply, I feel satisfied with the service I get in Orham stores. And you could expand it out a bit and say, well, actually, no, I feel more than satisfied, or I feel less than satisfied. Now, academics might say, look, those are the words you would probably use, Chris, dissatisfied and delighted. I like really simple language. So let's turn this into kind of Chris Daffy language. How about that? The service is okay, all right, not bad. Or the service is, wow, that was absolutely amazing, it was brilliant, or ouch, it hurts doing business with them, or they hurt me in some way. I often think, by the way, this thing in the middle, this okay. If I were a chef, and I've just done my thing in the kitchen and cooked up a fantastic meal for you all, and I come out after I've done my service, as they call it, and I come round the tables saying, did you enjoy your meal? How was your meal? If they said, oh, it was okay, thank you, chef, I think I'd slash my wrists. Okay? Would you? I shouldn't be doing chefing. If all I can get is, oh, it was not bad, chef, not bad, all right, I shouldn't be doing chefing. I want something a bit stronger than okay if I want to be viewed as good at something. If any of you are interested in reading what I think, only my opinion, is the best academic work on this subject of experience, it's this. It's a book called The Experience Economy, back to '96 again. I think it was the first time academics looked at this subject of experience. They're Americans called Pine and Gilmore. And they did a study into this thing called customer experience. So whoever's charged with investigating this, there's a good starting point. And in that book, they answered one of the questions. I said, I hope you'll be able to answer. That question is, how do we turn a standard product or service into an experience? Well, the way they would say looking at it is, how do you know when a standard or product or service is an experience? Is there a way you could measure as to whether it's an experience? And in their book, they said the research suggests, yes, it's very simple. You'll know if it's an experience by judging how memorable it will be. There's your link. The link to experiences is how memorable they are. If they will be highly memorable, they were experiences. The things in your life that you remember, they were experiences. Everything else isn't an experience. It's just things that happen to you in life. Now, does that sound logical, first of all? It does? It makes sense. So, for experience, read memorableness or memorability or whatever. So if I take this here, would you agree that pain is memorable? Would you agree? My wife's had 3 kids. It's memorable. Things that hurt, you remember. And the more they hurt, the more you remember it. Whether it was emotional pain or physical pain, it'll lodge in your brain. Would you agree with that? So there's memorable. Would you agree the exact opposite is? Extreme pleasure, sensational stuff. Would you agree that is memorable? Yes? So that's memorable. Everything else, forgettable. Okay so far? So I thought, let's do something with this. Good stuff, good thinking, good research. How can I turn that into something really practical for the people I work with? Well, the starting point was a challenge. Is it possible to create a scale of memorableness or whatever? So I thought, let's have a crack at that. So here's a Chris Daffy scale of memorableness, memorability or whatever. Down at the bottom here, in quite small print, I've written invisible. You can't see it. If you can't see it, you can't remember it. Moving up, forgettable. You see it, but you forget it shortly after you've seen it. Then remarkable, worthy of a remark or a comment. Memorable, oh, I remember the way Mappin and Webb did that for me. Or how about right at the top, unforgettable. I'll never forget the way that person in Goldsmiths or Watches of Switzerland helped me with that problem. On the bottom, let's put the experience. On the left-hand side, terrible. On the right-hand side, terrific. Now let's chuck a few customers on there to look at the way they might react to those different experiences. So there's a few customers giving you the look back they're likely to give you if you give them one of those experiences. Now, from the previous slide, we said Terrible things on this side here, you're going to remember. Terrific things, you're going to remember. Things in the middle, you won't. Agree with that? So whatever it looks like, it's going to be something like this. Invisible at the bottom and getting stronger as you go up. Now, whether it's a straight line, squares, a V, doesn't matter. Something like that. You agree with this so far? So I think once we're here, the rest fits into place now, I think. I think the dividing line is there, somewhere around remarkable. Above that, we're looking at experiences. Below that, we're not. That's not to say that below that is unimportant, because it is. I call that your business as usual area. There's 95%, I would say, of everything you do in that area there. This is your IT systems. This is your buying operations. This is you being here today. No customers are experiencing this. This is training. This is HR, making sure we recruit the right people. This is all those things that you do which are essential to you being the business you are, but there's no experience in them. You agree with that? The experiences start to kind of leak through up here, where we leak through on the positive side. So something positive starts to become an experience for a customer. Now again, all the research I've read says that will now positively influence future behaviour. So we're building loyalty when we put things on that side. Negative things on that side, where we leak through some negative things that the customers don't like, and again the experience suggests that things in that area there will damage loyalty. Customers might say, I don't think I'll go back there, or I'll try somewhere else next time. And there's a third one that I've missed off so far, which is in fact, according to all the research I've read, the most powerful there is. It's not even on there yet. And sometimes when I get time, I ask people to tell me stories of great service. And you'll find that if you do that, I do it regularly. Every week I'm doing it somewhere. Tell me your stories of great service, good or bad service, but the great service I'm looking for. The majority of the stories you actually hear are this third category. And it's this one, where something negative was happening and somebody in that organisation took a personal responsibility to turn that negative thing into a positive thing. Please note, I'm not talking about turning the negative thing into a neutral thing, because neutral isn't recovery. Going from bad to not bad isn't recovery. Going from bad to good is recovery, and not bad and good aren't the same thing. So, are you comfortable with this so far? So if you want to know where our experience, where do we create experiences that will influence future behaviour of our customers, there. On the right-hand side, positive experiences will build loyalty. On the left-hand side, negative experiences will damage loyalty. And the flip over the top will have the biggest influence on positive loyalty of all. Different companies call that different names. I'll mention some of the names later. The Disney name, by the way, is tragic. Would you get the buckets out? I'll need to pass the buckets around in a minute. The Disney name for this is tragic to magic. Want some buckets you feel like throwing up? You've heard that one? Very Disney. Not bad thought, though. Things going wrong to things going great. Different companies call them different things. I'm working with Pizza Express. They call them flipping. They flip a negative to a positive. So different people have different names for it.